Hello and welcome to Bat Happens, a spooky October podcast about things and news from the Bat world. I'm your host, Spencer Crittenden, joined by, I guess I'll just say it, we're joined by Abbie.
I'm here.
Yeah, you did a nice little visual pose, which is going to be great for the podcast. It'll be real good. Yeah, Abbie's the new Jeff, and of course, who's giggling in the background.
I keep forgetting that people can't see me.
Yeah, we can see you, but that's not the product we're making. Well, it's part of it. It'll go up on the website. But anyway, Kevin's here. I don't want to leave that behind, especially when Jeff's gone.
No, we have a lot of things that we're mad at Kevin about.
All right, yeah. So that can maybe be part of what we're talking about. But first, let's do just a quick, check-in, life check-in. What's everyone doing? That seems like a good way to start, Oh, my cat is just, something that Jason does is she leaps on top of her cat post, which is just like, a little tube. And then she just perches on there like the Batman or something. So she just did that, and that's fun. But anyway, let's start with Kevin. Kevin, you got any life updates?
Life updates. Let me see. I think we're finally declaring I'm finished moving. And we started moving like at the start of the podcast almost. And as of this week, I'm done moving.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a long time ago.
It was January, right?
Yeah, I started back in January moving, and we're just finally finished now. I don't know how it took so long.
Be a record.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, we replayed the lost episode, which was like the first episode, and I was complaining back then. I'm like, I'm almost 290. I'm almost at 290 pounds. I'm so fat. And I went to the doctor's office recently, and they weighed me, and I was 290. So, I guess congratulations for not gaining more weight, or like it's a bummer that I haven't lost any weight since the beginning of the year when I've been worrying about my weight this whole time. I don't know, but that's
You're consistent.
Good. Yeah, so I guess I'll go next because I think Abbie's is maybe the juiciest. I don't know.
It is?
But I don't know.
Low expectation.
I don't want to make... Okay, so everyone get ready. Abbie's is actually very boring. But so I went to a doctor and he just never talked to me. He didn't say anything. He talked to himself, but not to me. And he eventually was like, you got to get an MRI. And I was like, okay. So I went to get the MRI today. In the past, I've gotten an MRI and it gave me what I'm calling nerve damage because you had to barefoot go on this plastic table, right? And your just bare heels are against the table and it's hard plastic and you can't move at all. So I was very uncomfortable. It hurt my heel to be against the table because, my leg is like probably 50, 60. Well, yeah, like it's at least 60 pounds, and not all of that's going into my hip, but maybe half of it is going down to my ankle, and pushing all of the weight of that leg on my heel. And so ever since then, which was like 2 or 3 years ago, I've just had heel pain that was direct, like the day of that onward, I've had heel pain. So I talked to the guy and he seemed really low key. He was like, you don't have to change. You don't have to take off any clothes or get into the gown, and it's fine to leave your shoes on. And I was like, all these things are not what MRIs are typically, supposed to, like, there's
you just went in fully clothed with shoes on and everything.
Yeah, I took my glasses off and stuff,
after going into a doctor's office, which you didn't speak at, and then the guy just was like, you need an MRI.
Well, I did say
I like the idea of you being at the doctor and he's just like, you need an MRI, and you're like, okay, and that's the only conversation. Right.
See, okay, that's conversation. The one thing I did say to him, I remember, is I asked, so would that help figure out if I have a pinched nerve? So okay, thank you. And then that sentence where maybe all the stuff I said to the doctor. But anyway, so this MRI was pretty low key. The guy, he pushed me into the thing and I did not fit well. I was really like, if you were bigger than me, you would not have fit in this MRI machine. Both of my shoulders and arms were squeezed up against the sides of it. And like, I had my arms like kind of like across my stomach or something. And then when I went into the machine, it kind of like pushed my arms down because it couldn't fit with my arms on my stomach. It was very strange. So,
and you're in there for a long time too, right? Like 30
yeah, it
minutes?
was cool. Yeah, it wasn't quite 30 minutes, but it was a long time. And
Did
it's
you
really
get to
loud.
listen to music or a podcast or anything?
No, they gave me earplugs, but that was it. But it was fine. I was just counting. That's what I do.
Did you take a nap?
No, I just count.
How high did you count to?
Well, I started over because he'll say like he said like, okay, this one's going to take 2 minutes, and then so I would count until it ended, and then he'd say this one's going to be a minute, and then I counted until it ended, and so yeah, it probably took about 12 minutes in total, maybe a bit longer. But
did you get the results already?
Not yet. But the thing is, when I was in there, my organs were quivering and pulsing in tune with some of the oscillations of the MRI machines. They would go like ba 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 ba, and at that same exact rhythm, my I don't know, let's call it my spleen was like bop, 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 and it was moving up and down inside of my body. And I was like, what is happening? And then like it only happened on a couple of the scans, but then like a different scan would then like light up a different part of my body, and then that would start jiggling. And I'm like, what is happening? I was like, did I ever get like surgery that I wasn't aware of? Which like I've basically never had major surgery until this hip surgery I got years ago. And so like I've just in my head, I'm like, I'm never someone who's gotten staples or any serious surgery. So I was like, is there anything? Am I missing anything? Did I somehow like I took medicine? Is the medicine somehow contain metal? Like I was like, did I eat metal? Like what is happening? And I never got the chance to ask the guy because once it was done, I was just like, let's get out of here. But it was so weird because you know, they give you like an emergency kill switch and you can't communicate with them.
Is it a fun kill switch? Like, is it a button you want to push? Like when it's like, don't push this button and it's like a big red button that you're like.
Well, it's actually a clown's face with a big red nose, and you honk the nose and it makes like a honka honka, and then that pulls you out. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. No, it's like a little rubber ball. I think what it is it's a rubber ball that's attached to a rubber tube, and when you squeeze it, it pushes air, and the air like pushes a button. So that's why you can have this like thing inside the MRI machine, because it's just rubber and not electronics. I don't know. That was just a theory. I'm always making theories. I'm putting theories together in my head that you know, I don't, who knows if they're real or not, but they make me feel a lot more, you know, comfortable. But yeah, so it was very weird. I still don't, I'm curious as to what was happening, because while that was happening, I was like, you know, it is interesting that a lot of stuff is controlled by electrical impulse in our body. And when you're just completely blasted by an MRI machine, it's not like, you know, your body's not like, oh no, something horrible's happened to me. You know, like your body is mostly just like, I can't detect this is happening, which is strange. You would expect it would, you know, I don't know, scramble your brain or something. I don't know. You know, all these electrical impulses that are being affected by the magnetic fields. I don't know. It just, I don't get it. But, you know, anyway, it was fine. So then I went home and, that was kind of an interesting story. But the thing I really wanted to say is I was trying to schedule another doctor's appointment, and I was talking to a lady, and she was like, okay, I'll transfer you. And she transferred me, and then it just went to a number, like a different number, an outside number. And then a lady picked up, and she was like, answering service. And I was like, what? And she was like, doctor? Yeah, no, I don't know.
Was it a real woman? And she was just like, I am the answering machine.
I don't know. You see, like,
leave me a message.
I want to go through my confusion. You know, I want you to feel my confusion, because I just trusted that I would get a doctor's office and the person would, you know, want to take my appointment. But all I get is the words answer service. I'm not even, you know, clear who I'm connected to or who they're with, you know? And so I'm like, what? And then she kind of like sighs and says answering service. And so I'm like, and so I'm just, my brain is going through like, what do I do? So I'm like, you know, let's just be honest. And I said, okay, so I was calling the doctor's office, and then they transferred me to this line. And then a person picked up and said answering service. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what this situation is. I don't know what to do. And then she was like, okay, well, what were you trying to do? And I was like, I was trying to schedule an appointment with a doctor. And she's like, okay, well, I'm the answering service. And I was like, no, that's the only thing I know. And she's like, so I, you know, after the office is closed, or if they're closed, it transfers me here. And then I relay the message to them. And I was like, why isn't there just an answering machine that explains I called the right number, you know, and then I just leave them at, like, why do we have to hire a person who makes things more, you know, obscure and vague and confusing? Like, I don't get I didn't say this to her, you know, I was so happy for her to explain what was going on. And, and then she was like, you know, and I was like, I'm trying to schedule an appointment. And she's like, office closed, but I can leave the message. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, I could just call back tomorrow and schedule an appointment. Like, that's no trouble. It seems like then you wouldn't have to write anything down. And she's like, yeah, but I don't, this is fine. I'll take a message. It'll get to him right away. And I'm like,
it's her whole job. You're trying to
I'm just not feeling it.
If you tell her you'll call back tomorrow, or why is there an answering service, her job ceased to exist.
Well, it should. I mean, she should have a great job, the best job in the world. But at the same time, an answering machine should be doing that job, because almost everywhere else an answering machine does do that job, and it works very well. It's a great technology. So it was just so weird, because I don't get why you would say answering service and not clarify, because that's not really a phrase I think a lot of people are familiar with and snap into. Oh, I've called the doctor's office I was hoping to call, and they just say answering service because they're so sure I'm at the right place that I meant to go. Like, I don't know. I've never heard anyone answer a phone.
So she literally, you call and she just said answering service, and
answering
you were
service.
Like, and then you were like,
and then I said what, and then I was like, what? And then she was like, answering service. Like, that was like, clearly I'm confused. You get,
clearly you're in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm and you just don't know it.
Yeah.
You're the new Larry David.
I'm the next Bob Einstein, or what's Marty Funkhauser's real name? Isn't he Bob Einstein? Anyway,
I think that he's Funkhauser. They all have by their real names on that show, but I don't know. There's
a Bob Einstein somewhere. Maybe Bob Einstein is his dad. I don't know.
I think you're just making that up.
Bob Einstein. Yep.
He is?
Really?
Yes.
He
Bob
died,
Einstein.
Right? He recently died.
Yes. 2019.
Did you make a doctor appointment?
No, because
this is not a visual platform, Spencer. I get yelled at for doing this.
I did a visual gag for.
I want like a redo for when you're like, Abbie did a nice introduction. I'm like, that was just for you and Kevin. Stop ruining it.
It was very lovely. It was just silent. It was just a second or so of silence.
I'm used to being on camera, not just on audio.
Yeah, you're used to what they call camming, if I'm not mistaken. And I wonder if Kevin knows what this is.
I don't cam. I mean, I could cam. I have cammed. Yeah. I'm not good at it, but
sure. Well, it sucks. Right. I'd imagine it sucks. So yeah, I don't know. But okay, so what about you, Abbie? Life update? Anything?
My life update. I don't think anything exciting has been going on in my life. I talked to Spencer too much, so I think that he already knows this, but the only thing exciting that I did the past week was I did shoot. I can be explicit and talk about my job and not ruin your podcast. Sure. Okay. Oh, so I got to shoot a scene where I got to shoot a boy-girl scene where I was just a mouth, so I just did blowjob. But the girl was super hot. She was just
a mouth.
Yeah. That was it. The whole scene, I was just...
That's the episode title so far. Definitely contender.
But I got to watch a hot babe get fucked in the ass.
Sure.
And then I got, and then sometimes things happen in my life, like where like, oh, there's this hot girl. She's going to get fucked in the ass in front of me. And I'm like, how did I get so lucky in life? So yeah, I got to do that.
For the folks at home, again, as I've mentioned before, I talk to Abbie on the phone a lot, and a lot of our conversations are like this, where she just tells me the scene she's shooting, and I'm like, oh, great. I haven't had sex in 6 years. Sounds great. And so, you can imagine why we have so much fun talking on the phone, and why I would never want to get off a call in any circumstance that I'm having with her.
Oh my gosh.
So for the folks at home,
I feel like
Abbie was
sarcastic.
Just gasping silently. So that might not have been picked up, but yeah.
I know it was just that my mouth was jaw dropped because Spencer's my best friend, and how dare he talk about ever wanting to not talk to me on the phone.
But as you've established, it's pretty one-sided. And so
he's like, I haven't had sex in 6 years, and meanwhile I'm like, but like I'm just going to work.
Yeah, Abbie doesn't consider it to be real sex.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I believe it's not the same.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like I
especially
didn't
for
get
women.
fucked
It's probably
this week.
better for guys than for women,
I just got to give a blowjob.
Right.
And watch.
But what I was really hoping you would get at is, how mad you are at Kevin.
Oh yeah, I'm super Kevin.
What?
I don't know if you know this about me because we're new friends. This is about 25 minutes past my original bedtime. And when Spencer asked me today, can you do 7:15 or is that too late? It's the only time Kevin can do. I was like,
I said that we could do it. I said we could do it a different time or a different day. I said that.
But I'm being a team player here.
You
and
really
I'm
are.
like, I will stay up an extra like hour and a half that I don't want to. So you guys better entertain me. Which is why I also look so terrible if anyone is watching this.
She looks great, folks. But you know,
Do
we're
you
doing
get
a
up
podcast.
early? Or
Yeah.
like, do you get up early in the morning or you just need a lot of sleep?
Both. I get up early and
No,
I
you get up
require
early.
a lot of sleep. To be fair, I do sometimes like I get up between like 5 and 6:30.
That's early.
So, but like going to bed at 7, sometimes I sleep for like 11 hours. But I do generally work out for like over 3 hours a day. So like by like 3 p.m. and I'm not even gonna lie, I wanted to like take a nap around like, and I don't even nap, but I'm like, maybe I need a nap before we do this podcast. But then I'm like, I won't wake up and I'll miss it. And I was all paranoid. So fuck you, Kevin, is the moral of the story. So
That's the episode title.
Yeah.
like,
Go ahead.
I just am waiting for an apology.
I am incredibly sorry. I had no idea.
Yeah, I would prefer to do this at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it would have been cool. That would have been fun.
Also, I'm
comedy
mad
is
at
good at 3
Spencer
p.m.
too.
Uh-oh.
I have 2 things that I'm mad about. I forgot. Spencer, we were supposed to record this podcast yesterday. Spoiler alert. I don't know if that's a spoiler. So Spencer comes over my house and he gives me all this fun stuff. Can I talk about it or no?
Yeah, we're going to be trying
later?
some Gushers and some soda.
So he drops this off at my house and then goes, we're not doing the podcast today. Don't eat this stuff. And I'm like, but I really want to eat it.
Abbie has a hard time keeping sweets in the house without eating them.
I have zero self-control, but I didn't eat it. And it was mean.
It's really impressive. I'm really proud of you. I also just want to say that, you know, Abbie works out constantly. She works out literally every day. And usually you have kind of 2 workout sessions on a lot of days, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, you know, when you're working out, especially if you're working out that much, I mean, a huge part of working out is rest. So like, it's really important to get your sleep in. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is I'm not explaining the situation. I'm underscoring how bad Kevin fucked up. But yeah, so you know, it's important to get your sleep. If you're not getting sleep, you're not going to build the muscle mass. You're just kind of like keep your muscles the same, or they might even weaken actually. So that's what I've read at any rate. So yeah, it's important to get sleep, and Abbie's routine is really important to her too. It's part of like, you know, what keeps you disciplined and on top of stuff.
I'm obsessed with my routine life. I also want to be drawn into this thing of you and Jeff now.
We can maybe see about that. So, okay, if any fans want to take a crack at drawing Abbie, we can try and paste it over you know, Jeff's face.
Yes.
And kind of maybe next week we can show it. I mean, I guess not next week. There's probably not enough time, but at some point we can just send your pictures to @thathappenspod on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah. Or, you know, you know, whatever. It's just it's fun to say that the audience can do stuff, you know, who knows.
Yeah, they're so in reality, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm easily negatively motivated. So by saying they can't do anything, I'm hoping reverse psychology works.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Abbie loves
and then we can get
so.
And then we could get Kevin's face and put a big like X over it because like fuck him.
Because fuck Kevin. Yeah, that's the thing. And I was thinking that we kind of got to figure out what the deal with Kevin is. I was even thinking that like this episode, we can really dive into like, what's Kevin's deal, you know? And I figured a great way to do that, and by great, I mean, I don't know, not great at all or stupid, is a new game I like to call What's the Deal with Kevin? And what that is we have 20 questions, yes or no questions that we get to ask Kevin. And at the end of that, we get to guess what his deal is. And if we're right, he has to tell us. And if we're not, you know, we're slowly building a fact base that we can use to figure out what the deal with Kevin is. How does that sound?
I'm terrified, but I love it.
Yeah, and also any questions you don't feel comfortable answering, just say pass. But because Kevin has a lot of Kevin's a superhero and he has a secret identity and stuff. So like, there's a lot of stuff that Kevin has to keep hidden for the safety of his family, and so there's going to be questions that I'd imagine he'd want to pass on, and I don't want to make him uncomfortable. But at the same time, I'm sure you recognize that it's more fun if you're more honest about stuff that you can be honest with. But yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. And I need to edit the episode, so I can take you out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the beauty of not recording live, which we aren't, because I had an episode, so we couldn't record the episode. Is that interesting? Anyway, 20 questions. So I guess me and Abbie can switch off. Do you want to go first, Abbie, or do you want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
Okay. So Kevin, do you like any sports at all?
No.
Okay.
Do you like Jeff better than Spencer?
No.
Haha.
Oh.
Jeff might listen to these, but I think it's safe. I think it's safe to assume he probably won't. But I think it's also safe to assume that some fucking asshole is going to clip this or send it to some. But yeah, no, it's funny. Anyway, okay, so number 3.
I like them both equally.
Oh, that's
no,
sucks.
that wasn't. It's yes or no questions, not.
But I think that's actually going to go a long way with figuring out what Kevin's deal is.
Okay.
So is that he's very diplomatic, it sounds like. So number 3, did you like playing outside as a kid as opposed to being more of an inside kid?
No, that was torture for me.
So you liked inside, right?
I liked inside, yes.
Gotcha.
Do you want just literally yes or no answers, or do you want a little bit of exposition there?
I think a little bit of explanation is fine, okay. Especially because I tried to phrase that into a yes-no way so you wouldn't have to, and then I got confused at your answer, which was you doing the exact thing I wanted you to do. So yeah, I think it works better if you can help a little bit, yeah. All right, Abby.
Kevin, do you only have a beard because your girlfriend likes it?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Good call.
So he knows what women want, is what we're learning. So number 5 then is this is this is the only exception to the rule. It's a classic 20 questions thing. Are you a person, place, or thing?
Person.
Okay.
Sometimes a thing. Mostly person.
Okay, see, this is helpful. Like a were rock or something. All right, Abby.
Do you make your girlfriend talk to you while you shower?
No, just the other way around.
I feel like he was going to say sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Spencer.
So I'm number 7. Did you have... I just want to ask a number. How many jobs have you had up till age, say, 25?
So before 25 or after 25?
Before 25. As a young man growing up into 25.
Probably, I'm going to say 6.
Okay. All right.
Are your parents married?
Yes.
Ooh,
right.
Now we just figured him out.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're still married. Jesus Christ.
How weird. What's that like? Please elaborate on what it's like to have parents that are married.
I don't know. It's hard to explain because everyone sort of treats that as the normal. So it's hard to everybody who has, more unusual families, it's always unusual in a specific way where I feel like I've just got the boring, No,
you have
family reunions are not crazy.
You're the minority.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I realize it. I realize it's rare, but it's what you see on movies and things like that. So I think that's what people sort of expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Unless you're from divorce, and then you realize that the world everyone sold you is a bitter lie. Okay, number 9. Also, by the way, I had this idea to do on Sunday.
Before
I don't know-
7:15.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
know why. I don't know why I had to express that. I don't know what that's supposed to do. It made sense when I said it, but it doesn't anymore. Question 9: do you feel like you were particularly rebellious growing up? You know, obviously there's always some teen rebellion, but do you feel like, you know, like you were ever kind of misanthropic or, you know?
That's hard to put into a yes or no.
Like I wasn't a bully, but I was like, we were making like homemade bombs and stuff that like, it didn't cause damage, but people seeing us do it were like, this is stop. We got to call the police on these people, you know, like, so I would say that's kind of rebellious, but it's not, you know, we weren't shaking people down or anything.
Right. No, I was like Dudley Do-Right, but at the same time, I like did terrible in school and things like that because I was just bored out of my mind.
Right.
So
Okay.
I was not the best student. Teachers hated me, you know, that kind of thing. But I didn't really get into much trouble.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Kind of on the same topic. Do you consider yourself right now like a cool person? Like, would you describe yourself as being like cool?
No. Other
The
people
Discord's
seem
so
to-
mad right now. They're like,
know.
what the fuck? He's the coolest guy.
Everybody else seems to think my life is just amazing, but I feel it's very boring. Like, it sounds better than it is.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. My question: are you stupid?
You did bad
I
in
don't-
school.
I did terrible in school, so there is the evidence there. I don't think so, but I've done a lot of stupid things.
Sure. I mean, you know, you strike me as a capable person, a technical person that doesn't necessarily take extreme smarts, but you know, like a lot of people would tune out of that or be like, I can't figure that out. So yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Do you think that within the next 2 years that your girlfriend is going to break up with you?
No.
How confident
Okay.
of a percent? Give me a percentage.
Less than 1%.
Okay.
Wow.
He's really confident about that.
Yeah. Well,
We'll have to cut the.
He
if
knows
they ever
what
break
women
up.
want.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He only has a beard for his girlfriend.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. If she's told me if I shave the beard, though, it's over. She literally has told
yeah.
me that.
No.
So
I
as long as this
believe. I
stays.
understand. That's why I asked the original question.
Okay.
So if any nemesis are looking to ruin Kevin, there's a good way. Yeah. Okay. When did you start like learning? Like, yeah, this is more of a when. But when did you start learning like more technical stuff? Like, obviously, you're very, you know, you like think in your work you do a lot of technical stuff. You know, obviously, this whole thing is very technical. When like was it like as a teen, or you know, do you get into it a little bit later?
No, I was this weird, like, I don't want to say like child prodigy or something, but like by the age of 3, I was reading adult books and doing like, you know, math and like things way above what I should have been doing. And my uncle brought us, I want to say it was an Apple II to our house. And I just like glued myself to it and did not want to do anything but touch that from like, I think that was probably the age of 3 or 4. I had a computer at my side from that point until today. So,
And this is a guy who is kind of modest about saying he wasn't stupid. That's extreme.
I was a child
genius level
prodigy.
shit. Yeah,
I feel dumber now for sure.
me too.
You know,
but I blame whippets.
I'm going to use that as an excuse too.
So that was I think 11. I think.
11.
Yeah, so you're 12.
Okay. Can I ask you a question before my question? How
Yes.
old are you?
I am 44.
If you could redo your 20s, like the 10 years, just completely redo it. Not knowing what you know now, but just redoing it in general. Like, I'm going to try this again, round 2. Would you?
Well, I feel like if I didn't know what I know now, I'd probably make the exact same choices and it would be the same thing again. So I'd have to take some knowledge back with me. Is there some
Fine.
wiggle room?
Fine.
Yeah, there's like, is there stuff that you're like, man, I would have done that differently?
Yeah, in retrospect, there were things where like I had all these opportunities that I did not take that I should have.
Same.
I got hired at Midway Games at a very, very young age. I was like, I believe the youngest programmer that they ever had working there, and that was a humble brag. I kind of wasted that. I didn't really do anything with it, and then made some really stupid career moves after that. I mean, I'm very happy with where I am in life right now, but I feel like that whole period of my life, I just look back going, well, that was one dumb thing. That was another dumb thing. I would have done things differently.
Mm-hmm. 13. Did you quit Midway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like on your own accord, or were you like, I'm going to get fired, so I'm going to quit first?
I think
100% on my own. They asked me repeatedly, kind of a funny story. The manager there, I went in to tell him to quit, and he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, no, really, I've already accepted another job. And he's like, no, you didn't quit, undo it. And we left that. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, hey, you haven't trained my replacement yet. And he's like, no, we went over this. You're not quitting. And I'm like, yes, I am. And then my final day, I go and I go, so am I supposed to give my badge to somebody from He's like, listen, Kevin, we've talked about this. You're not quitting.
I kind of love this guy.
Yeah.
He's just manifesting. He's trying to manifest things by just saying that like you are not quitting. And as long as I say that, it will become true.
We tried it. It did not work.
Yeah.
Yes. I do. Spencer's going to say it doesn't work, but it does.
I wasn't going to say that, although I do believe that. Yeah. Okay.
It's your turn to ask a question.
Okay. So then
we're on 15.
15. Yeah. You ever do whippets?
I've tried one. I don't like it.
Only one?
So you've done it.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Does that mean one time where you've done one inhale of whippets?
Maybe more than one inhale, but one event. And I was like, yep, that's not for me.
I gotcha. That's why you're so smart still.
Well, I have this paranoia of okay, the only marketable skill I have is my brain. I'm never going to work construction. I'm never going to
suck dick for a living.
Exactly.
Well, let's not rule that out.
It's always an option.
No.
Yeah.
No, but the only thing I have is my brain, and I'm so afraid of messing it up that I don't like doing anything that could do that. I'm too afraid of doing drugs to be well, there went my life,
I feel the exact same way, but then I do drugs. That's my entire identity is wrapped up in my brain. I'm terrified of losing that. That's one of the reasons I hate alcohol, is because I can feel my brain slipping away from me, so yeah, I totally get that.
Is it my turn to ask another question?
Yeah, I think you're 16.
Is marriage in your future?
Possibly. I mean, we've talked about it. I was married before.
Oh, okay.
And just weirdly, coincidentally, one of my closest friends and Dan Harmon and myself all announced on the same day, hey, we're getting divorced. It was a weird,
Oh, really?
Yes. And all three of us know each other, too.
Was your marriage as short as Dan's?
No, mine was much longer. Mine was 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was a real battle axe. I remember Kevin was telling me the other day, he was looking in the mirror and he's just saw an ugly old man, and he was saying to her all I do is I look in the mirror and say, you'd see an old ugly man. Can you say something nice about me? And your wife was like, well, your eyesight's great. I mean, she was a real battle axe. That's a bastardized bit from Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace.
I like that bit. That's good.
I love it.
I mean, he was very funny. Very funny.
It's very accurate to Kevin too.
17. Question
I'm just
17.
kidding.
What was if you remember, what was the first video game you played? And then just played, I guess. And I know this isn't a yes or no question. We're kind of abandoning the format, but
that's what I was going to say. I'm like, I have to. You put me in a box, and then you went everywhere.
I'm sorry.
I think it was the old Apple version of Flight Simulator. That's the earliest one I remember playing.
Yeah, I knew it because you said Apple II. I was like, this isn't even. It's just going to be some weird. Yeah, this is not a good question. But I asked.
I mean, it probably was one of those like basic, hey, what number am I thinking of? Like you type in the program yourself, and it asks you what number am I thinking of, and it guesses, that kind of thing.
Right.
But like first, like
it plays 20 questions.
Game. Yeah, is Flight Simulator.
I gotcha.
Okay, now that we're off the yes and no questions, and there's a few left, if Spencer and Jeff broke up and they were like each start their own individual podcast on the same day at the same time, and they're like, Kevin, I want you to work for me. Who do you work for? And don't be biased towards Spencer because he's on here right now. Answer the question honestly because we need to know. We got to figure you out. What is this bit called?
And what's Kevin's deal?
Oh yeah, we got to figure out what your deal is. So this is an important question.
I feel like you're just trying to divide us.
It does seem like that. It seems like you're really trying to ruin Kevin, which I'm here for. By the way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I am a grudge holder, and you did make me stay up past my bedtime. So now I need to ask the hard question. These are the questions that the fans want to know.
I don't think the fans want to know that.
They do. I'm a fan, and I want to know.
Okay, my honest answer would be I would really try very hard to convince the two of them to pick a different time slot and say you're just going to divide your audience.
And they say no. And then what do you do? It's a hypothetical question.
I would then probably convince them both that they don't they don't actually need me. But if you're going where I think you're trying to go with this, I feel like Spencer would stick through a podcast longer than Jeff would.
That's fair.
But I think Jeff brings a different audience than Spencer does. I think Jeff probably has more built-in fans, maybe, but I think Spencer would grow more over time.
So are you going with the fast and like larger?
Yeah, who would you hitch your star to? Who would you hitch? Not that we're essentially really hitching on you if we're being honest, but in terms of this question at least. Which is fine. I mean, I don't care.
I gotta say Spencer. I gotta be honest with you, Spencer.
I would have picked Jeff. Like, I think he just has more name recognition. He seems like, but I get what you're saying. I does. I get what you're implying.
Yeah. In fairness, though, too, I mean, this is the second podcast that me and Jeff tried making. The first one we spent a lot of time on and did not release a single episode of. So I already kind of feel like he's had my chance. So if it was going to be a solo project, I would see what Spencer's solo project is.
All right. Loving this. Respect that. Okay, so this is question 19. So I'm just gonna come out with it. Kevin, is your deal that you're like a secretly slick womanizer?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No, I am.
Okay.
I wish I was. I am so bad in that department. No.
All right.
He says he's bad in that department, but he was married for 13 years and he has a girlfriend who likes him so much that she wants to chat with him while she showers.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And she is
a huge compliment, Spencer.
Way out of my league.
Yeah, yes. It is. For sure. All right. You have the last question.
I get the last question. This is hard. I feel like this is a lot of pressure.
You can also just guess what you think his deal is.
I think Kevin's deal is that he is on the surface like a super nice, sweet guy who just goes with the flow and agrees with everything. But then deep down, he has all these like really opinionated things about everyone and is maybe secretly you're like an angry person who like wishes your parents were divorced so you could be cool like everyone else and like fit in. And that's what I think that your deal is. Who's right?
I
Spencer.
Well, I'm wrong. We know I'm wrong.
No, I honestly, I think I'm more chill than I come across. I have to force myself to be upset, because my natural reaction to everything is just let it go.
Yeah.
This is a good reaction to have.
That sounded more like my deal, is just secretly hating fucking everyone. I mean, I guess I'm not that secret about it. Yeah.
No, I'm
not that nice either.
Everybody. You know, like
Yeah.
even people I dislike, I see the good
This
in them. And like,
motherfucker.
if
This
somebody
piece of
does
shit.
something I hate, I try to see from their perspective why they thought that was the correct choice. And usually I can figure out what that is. And I think that lets me understand people better and kind of like, in the end, get what I want more, because I understand, even when I'm disagreeing with somebody, why they're doing what they're doing.
You empathize
Okay.
and then manipulate.
I figured this out. Kevin Cyber Jesus. That's Kevin's deal. Kevin Cyber Jesus. He
With the
learned
beard and
computers
everything.
At age 2.
He read adult books at age 3.
He understands the human soul at age 44.
He had
He's
good
Jesus.
relationship examples growing up.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was what's Kevin's deal. So, tell us what you think. Maybe we'll try that next week. I don't know. It doesn't. I like this, but it does seem a bit long to do every week. That's the only thing.
But you made it 20
really
questions.
Yeah, that's a game. It's a classic game.
I know, but you could have made it shorter.
I could have. Maybe we could do a 10
You
question.
can,
I don't know.
let's remind
good.
everyone that Spencer had this idea yesterday.
I don't. I think what I was doing is that I think that I was thinking like, I bet the audience is thinking like, oh, they must have delayed the show because Spencer didn't have any good ideas. But no, this good idea
Existed
already there.
yesterday.
Yeah, I had it.
I thought you were saying it because you wanted to just be pat on the back, like that you had good ideas.
No,
Because
it wasn't-
I
it
like when
wasn't that.
people validate me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought that's what you were going for.
I hate being validated. It makes me feel bad, which is interesting. Just quick housekeeping. What are we at time wise, Kevin?
We have 27 minutes left.
Okay,
Here.
27 minutes. Good stuff.
And the food stuff, though, too.
Yeah. So, but first, we got to go into a news corner. If you want to cue up any music for that.
That's Kevin Shaw.
No, I was talking to Happy.
I know.
That's right. It's Spencer's News Corner, and in the news, the Nazis are at it again. Alan Swinney, famous Nazi doing violence up in Portland, was convicted on, I think, all counts of just being a violent Nazi. He hasn't been sentenced. His sentencing date hasn't been set, but he is getting in trouble for being a Nazi. So yeah. Also, I talked some other time in the past about a different Nazi that was arrested or convicted or something for shooting up a police precinct and saying it was Black Lives Matter. Another Nazi got booked for the same basic thing. I think it was the same protest, but he was just bashing up windows and lighting stuff on fire. And it turned out he was part of the Aryan Cowboys, a Nazi group. So that was the news. The Nazis are at it again, and it is getting in trouble in this case. And that's the news. But yeah, let's crack out some of this shit. This is time. I was
Yell at Kevin because he forgot the outro news.
There isn't
audio.
an outro news. There should be. But
Kevin's fucking everything up.
No, we had the guy Gastonade who made these musical stings for us. They're so
What is his
fucking good.
person's name?
Gastonade. I always
Is that a
wanna
real
thank
name?
him. No, it's his internet name. I assume.
Oh, that
It
makes
could be
sense.
his real name. But he made such good music. We gotta like give him money to make a couple more like things for us because it just sounds so good. But yeah, thanks so much if you're still listening to this terrible podcast. I appreciate.
What do you mean your podcast
free
just got a million times better because I'm on it?
It did. It did.
Also,
and
for people who don't know me, I'm really always being joking.
she's
and
being
sarcastic.
joking and
I'm
sarcastic
joking.
all the time.
I'm not this confident in real life.
Well, she fakes being confident, and then
It works.
you fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I thought we should call this segment that we've done, fucking forever, all through That Happens history. We should call it Show and Taste. What about that?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So what do we got for Show and
Oh,
Taste,
hold on.
Abby?
I'll get it. Oh, we have. Hold on. Oh,
No,
hold
just
on.
go.
I
It's
got
fine.
extra stuff too.
You go grab it. She got extra stuff. Jesus Christ. While she's gone.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Kevin. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait, I gotta get the other stuff. Oh, can people see me or no?
Yeah.
We got super sour berry gushers. These are what I didn't eat yesterday. So Pat, I want to be validated.
Good job for not eating those. I appreciate
Also,
your
look what I
willpower.
have. These are the nerds and the D&D nerds.
Oh wow! You got to send me a picture of that so I can
got
get a
the
free
gummy
D&D nerd
clusters.
adventure. Where'd you get those?
Pavilions.
Okay. And Abbie loves those ones.
Yeah, they're like a nerd rope, but they're less messy because the nerd rope you bite and the nerds fly everyone, and these are like little bites, so the nerds don't get everywhere. I'm usually a mess, but hold on, I have more food cornered. Hold on, don't go anywhere.
So anyway, Kevin, as I was saying, the thing about Abbie that
Okay, I'm back.
So
my apartment's really small.
The other thing that we're tasting is the Dr. Pepper and cream soda, which, if the name is to be believed, is a mixture of Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
These are my two favorite sodas.
Yeah.
Evan, do you have the gushers too?
No,
I do not.
I did tell
I wasn't
him
able
about
to get them. Yeah.
I didn't think it would be easy to find those ones, so I didn't.
Have you ever had the nerd gummy clusters?
Yes, I love them.
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
bomb.
And they have cool packaging. It has like a mimic on the cover, and like I said, you get these free D&D adventures like we were playing the last time, and we might play this time. Actually, we're kind of running out of time, which is cool. I mean, I like it. I like what we're talking about, certainly.
Which one are we trying first?
Well,
I
here's
feel
the
like we
thing.
should try the soda first.
I think
Because the gushers will taint our
I agree. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Is that I feel like it would be fucked up to eat the gushers and then have the cream soda afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
this
that would
is
work.
like. So I can
It'll
drink
be-
this now?
Yeah, it'll be fucked up either way.
Does Kevin have the Dr. Pepper?
Kevin's got it.
I do.
Oh, okay. This was the better
200.
thing, anyways.
Yeah, it was 240
Are they a sponsor?
calories. As always, Dr. Pepper is a sponsor of ours. Dr. Pepper, it'll cure what ails you. Disclaimer: no, it won't. Dr. Pepper, use the promo code Goblin Flakes.
Oh, this is delicious. I'm a big
like it?
fan. Yeah, I
You
like
want to
it.
describe what you're tasting?
It tastes like. It
I'm not gonna
tastes
lie to you,
like
folks.
cream soda with
And
aftertaste
Dr.
of Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
It is exactly what you would think it would taste like.
Yeah.
That's
about
why
you,
I'm
Kevin?
not disappointed. Like it pays off.
Yeah.
It's not gross. Like I kind of thought it could potentially be disgusting because like cream soda is not this color, but it really does just taste
But
like
Dr. Pepper is.
Yeah, but it really does just taste like if you like, what is that thing called where you like soda fountain roulette?
A suicide.
Yeah. If you suicided just cream soda and Dr. Pepper, this is what it tastes like.
If you suicided Dr. Pepper, that's homicide. What about you, Kevin? What you thinking?
It's more Dr. Pepper than cream soda. I like it, but it's a little bit too subtle, I think. Like, I think it needs it's like weak Dr. Pepper and it's weak cream soda. I think it needs more punch.
Cream soda is a very weak flavor. You get a lot of empty flavor notes that just taste kind of water, and then you get a lot of aromatics, and then the baseline of sweet is kind of what you get from a cream soda. So I think when you introduce the cream soda to the Dr. Pepper, it kind of just waters it down and fills it with this water empty flavor notes. You definitely get both hits, and I think they occupy different like sections of the flavor spectrum in a way that you can taste both sides of it at all times, which is nice. It's not like one is really overpowering the other, but I find the mix to just be a little undersweet, but I don't know, it just feels like it's a little bit lacking, but I know that's the cream soda, but that kind of just speaks to this is what they've made is like, it has this kind of fundamental flaw as a byproduct of it being these combinations. Whatever, can't talk.
I do think that it's like also very carbonated that it makes me want to burp a bunch.
That could be fun. Is that like a fetish people like?
Probably. There's fetishes for everything, so.
You ever sell burp videos on OnlyFans?
I don't, but I'm sure people would like
about
them.
it. Yeah, it could be.
I'm not like somebody who can like burp very like often, but like now that I've like, if I take a sip of this, I won't be able to do it because I'm shy now.
I was doing
this
whippets.
is like
the
when I
other
try
day.
to pee on camera. I'm shy.
I was doing whippets and I was using a pulse oximeter because I have it and I'm obsessed with it. And it monitors your blood oxygen level, which is what you're depriving yourself of when you're doing whippets. So I was like, this could be, be safe if I monitor my blood oxygen levels. And every time my blood oxygen started to dip like to 80, which was very rare, it usually didn't, but like it would sometimes get to around 80, I'd get this little like gross kind of like vomity little burp. And I was like, I wonder if my body is reacting to the fact it's not getting oxygen and is trying to burp to like clear the airflow, and if I didn't just pass it, intentionally, maybe it would have been like, oh, we got to make this guy throw up, and I was like, it happened like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, that's so interesting. I wonder if this is a thing, or I'm just making shit up because I'm on whippets.
When you go to the store to buy whippets,
like once a year,
isn't it like so shameful though?
Yes, I feel
whenever
like
I've bought whippets at the store, I'm like, I would like all those whipped cream canisters, like 7 boxes. Like you buy, it's like so much.
I just
shame.
buy 1 box. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Do you do the whippets out of the whip? Did you buy also? Because like you go to the smoke store, you buy the whippets, and then you can also buy like the whipped cream canister.
Yeah, I have the full whipped cream thing. Yeah, the good one. Yeah. Because
Okay.
otherwise you need a balloon and it gets all crazy. Don't do whippets, you guys. I think you can die from it, and it certainly makes you stupid, which is the only thing I need to not be in life is stupid. Because
But
I'm
it
just a
is
brain in a
fun
jar.
sometimes. So
It's great, and I feel like I'm scratching the surface of the secrets of the universe. Like what I figured out
do
today
I.
was that there's everything. If everything like follows a line, there's also like a secondary echo line, and the secondary echo line is as important as the first line. Like I feel like it's like if your body has a sort of rhythm, it probably has a sub rhythm, and the sub rhythm kind of checks against the main rhythm. And if they're out of sync, the body is like, maybe something's wrong. But like you need both of those to kind of check itself to maintain homeostasis. So that was a thing. And then also I feel like if you look at like the most popular stuff and you don't understand what like the next most popular stuff is, you're missing really crucial context that's important for understanding what makes the first thing so popular, or something like. And so like
what
the
kind
second
of thing popular though?
it's hard to explain because it's whippets. It doesn't actually make sense. But like the most universal thing is followed by the second most universal thing. And so the second most universal thing is really important contextually. Otherwise, like if you don't have algorithms that respect that, I think they'll draw bad conclusions. It's like I don't know. It's like just a check. It's like a check that happens. I don't know. Anyway, let's
whenever I do whippets, I get really crazy like deja vu where like
deja vu
no
is very
matter
common.
no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing or whenever I'm doing whippets, I'm just like, the last time I did whippets, this was the same show I was watching on TV at the same part with the same audio, and then I have all this like crazy like I already did this moment. Less of what Spencer has, but can we use these too?
Yeah, but just really quick, if you want to open those up, I just want to. Open them up. But I just want to say that scientifically, deja vu happens when your mind writes something into long-term memory accidentally instead of writing it into short-term memory. So a memory that your brain then feels like is very close goes into the way back part, which is associated with your distant past. So you think, oh, this happened to me before, but like no, just your short-term memory writing it in the wrong place. And whippets cause that to happen a lot, so that's why that happens. But yeah, fruit gushers. I'm
not fun to be around when I have deja vu because I start freaking out and I'm like, I already did this, and then
I'm like, people need to understand.
Like, no.
You can't just say okay.
Did this.
Yeah, no, you need to understand that we already did this.
I'm like, that person was sitting there. We already ate at this restaurant. I don't want to do this again.
We got to get out of here. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, I can eat these.
Yeah, I'm gonna try them. They taste like gushers. I think I like normal gushers more.
I was going to say they taste like chemical gushers.
Yeah. The thing about both of these foods is they're not very descriptive because, it's just very traditional things as opposed to like unique flavors that are hard to describe. Things that taste like dust, for instance. None of this tastes like dust.
They're not super sour either.
No, they're not.
I think they're kind of
let down.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Good thing I
Well,
didn't
aren't you
eat
glad you waited?
yesterday. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, I don't want to talk, chew right into the mic. Anyway. All right. Well, I guess that was show and taste, huh? Yeah. So we had take us through the gummy clusters.
Well, I'll eat some of these. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not gonna lie. I already ate an entire other package of these today.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you bought substitute candy because you couldn't eat the candy.
I bought so much candy today.
Oh, that's my fault.
I got mini Kit Kats. I got Reese's Thins, which are my new favorite Reese's, and then I got Hershey chocolate, and I got the cookies that you bake. I went to the grocery store really hungry. It was bad.
Yeah, never do that.
But look at how good these little gummy clusters are.
Yeah, they look like little treasure balls.
This was like Nerds. Like, I feel like no one really bought Nerds to eat Nerds. So like as soon as they attached it to something gummy, it was such a win.
Yeah, like the box is just kind of hard to operate functionally, like operate well. I would always just rip the top off because like the way you're supposed to do it didn't really work, and then you can't kind of put it away, so you gotta eat the whole thing. Yeah, it's just So yeah, those are really just like maybe like a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch kind of length of nerd rope with gummies on it, not or with the nerds on it, not much to write home about. They're great though. Nerd ropes are so great. Also, the giant nerds are really great. I think they're called giant chewy nerds.
Those are really good with the hard candy shell. Yeah,
they used to be called Nerds jelly beans, but now they're just called giant chewy nerds. But they're great. So Nerds, great candy and great. They like I said, they had these D&D adventures that it looks like we're starting to run low on time to do D&D tonight, but I just the thing is, all these people did all this work, and I'm just certain that so many people that would like this stuff are just not going to download these free adventures, and all these people's hard, awesome fucking D&D nerds fucking work is just going to go completely unappreciated, and that's such a bummer. So buy Nerds clusters and keep the receipt, because you got to keep the receipt to do this. It's a real bummer, but the secret is you don't actually have to keep the receipt, because they ask you to post a picture of the receipt, and you can just post a picture of anything, and they'll just think it's the receipt, and they'll give you but do support them. I don't want you to not support them, but I just like I said, it'll be a shame if this goes away and they never repost these adventures anywhere, and they just fall into
pretty positive that I've bought these gummy clusters and not noticed that they've had D&D stuff on them before you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, your package looks different than mine, so that might be, I don't know. Anyway.
I'll send you a photo.
Yeah. So okay, I have a series of rants that I keep in my back pocket, and anytime someone says something that can kind of segue me into a rant, I'll take the opportunity to really go off and kind of share my truth. And I was doing that on a Twitch stream last night, and someone was like, you should do that on the podcast. And so I was like, okay. So I don't know what to call this, but this is one of my pocket rants. And, feel free to jump in and stuff, ask questions, I don't know, or not, and we'll just see how long it goes. But this rant is about humans. Humans are social creatures, right? We evolved socially. We evolved to live in tribes and social units. We did that to protect ourselves against predators and to protect ourselves against exposure against the elements, right? So we evolved socially. It's important because, where we are today is a result of our social evolution. How other animals evolved, even social animals, but how other animals evolved, and all evolution is about competition, right? Competition over scarce resources. How do we get one up on the other competitors? So it's kind of all a battle. And so again, animals evolve different traits. Jackrabbits learn how to jump really fast, dig holes. Turtles have shells. They have hard shells and hard armor. They have slow metabolisms that allow them to live long time. You might lay a lot of eggs or have large litters. Wolves, they develop stronger muscles, sharper teeth, sharp claws, strong jaws, eyesight to track their prey. These are all ways that animals evolve to compete. But most of those animals aren't competing socially the same way humans are. So humans evolved socially, and they evolved social forms of evolution and social forms of competition. And so what that is in a society is like, how do you become the alpha? How do you edge out competitors? You evolve lies and tricks, ways to convince, you evolve persuasion, communication, you evolve fears, fear mongering, you evolve ways that let you understand what people are thinking, so you evolve empathy and stuff. But the dark side of that is you evolve to ascend socially, which means to compete and win against other people. So socially, what that means is you evolve to castigate others and create outcast groups. You say, this guy is bad, don't listen to him, go away from him and join me. Not just go away from him, but also you create in groups. You say, let's stick together and we'll all get what we want. And so this kind of tribal nature kind of has evolved us into these social creatures that engage in social sniping and social aggression and social predation, the same way other animals engage in literal aggression and literal predation. We just do it socially. We say like, oh, we should exile this person from the tribe and they should never come out. We invent stigmas and rules that we demand people to follow. These are all these social evolutions that we had to gain esteem in our own tribes, to gain power over our tribes, because if you have power over your tribe, then you're winning in competition, you're winning in evolution, you're having more babies. And that means, you're gonna, that's what, throat bubble. That's what, will make you succeed evolutionarily and have your traits passed down to, your descendants. So we have all of these, like a lot of the human problems we're facing now are castigation, racism, oppression, and stuff. And all of those are parts of these hardwired circuits in human brains that develop because we evolved to fight socially like this and create outgroups. And so it's like we're fighting against our very nature. Like psychologists agree that xenophobia and racism are kind of hardwired into our brains. And, the only way to deal with it is to acknowledge that and actively resist it at every turn. Because if you just kind of forget that it's happening, then it's, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled is, to convince you he didn't exist. So, we can't just pretend that I'm a 21st century man. I'm evolved. That this isn't affecting me. We've come so far. You can't do that and solve the problem. You have to acknowledge that we have all these inborn things that drive us to do these things, and then recognize that those things that we're driven to do are destructive and ultimately against what we want as a society. But I don't think that people recognize that, and I don't even think people think about humans evolving in that way. I mean, this is essentially just a theory that I made up, but it's got to be true because I'm a fucking genius, and Kevin's nodding and he's a genius, so it's got to be real. And if you don't like it, you're castigated. So that's what it is. But it also explains celebrity culture, popular culture. But it's just like, it's this big thing that I don't think people think about, and they just think it's like, one day we're going to solve racism, but we're not, because we're just going to move on to the next way we can divide people and oppress people and castigate people, because that's just how humans, evolve and compete. And so it's not going to be solved until we kind of, as a society, collectively decide that this is actually bad, and hopefully that group of people is more powerful than the group of people that's like, actually, I could get what I want if I keep dividing and oppressing people. So it's a bleak picture. That's a hard equation to balance, getting to that point. But I just think that's a really it's really essential to what humans are and how we evolved. So yeah, that's the rant. What do you think? Am I cool? Am I a good person? Smart? Abbie's frozen. No, she's rolling.
I'm not. I'm not frozen. That was a lot of information that you ranted about.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out if your ultimate goal is to live in a communist world where everything is like fair and equal and even.
I think I would prefer to live in market communism, because unlike a lot of other, socialists and stuff, I think that markets are a very valuable and important technology. And I understand that, markets create incentives to grease the wheels and change the rules to be in your favor. But I think markets are just such a dynamic, powerful technology of signaling value to other things. It precludes us from having to barter, for instance, which is a very inefficient form of technology. So I think markets are really good, but you just have to regulate them very, very strongly to prevent the amassing of capital. And kind of, so you need laws that put capital ownership into the hands of labor, and you need laws that prevent people from amassing capital to the point where they can really start influencing the rules that have made things fair, if we're calling what I'm talking about fair. And then yeah, and so that would be communism, because the capital would be owned by the labor as opposed to people that aren't doing the labor. And it would be markets, because you'd still have money. Because if without a market economy, you'd need central planning. And I just don't trust even the most virtuous people. I wouldn't trust to central plan an entire society. I just don't think any one group of people is smart enough to think that far ahead. And I think that a lot of people that are like anarcho-communists or like central planning communists or whatever, I don't think they think far enough into the future about what that would actually look like once implemented, which is a central body that has to do everything, or a complete consensus by all of the labor about how to do stuff. But the wood people are going to be like, I think we need more wood, and the metal people are going to be like, I think we need more metal. Like, so you can't, like, the central planning situation is going to favor one or the other, or have their own kind of guiding principles that'll end up creating inequities, or the people will, in their efforts to gain power in their various lobbies and unions and stuff, will throw that power around and create unequal conditions. And, I'm not saying the market will create equal conditions necessarily either. I just think that saying, like, what we're going to do is we're going to put a guy in charge and he's going to figure it all out, tell everyone what we're going to do, and we'll just listen to him. That just seems like an untenable plan. And I know that you could, there's a lot of ways to create communism or whatever, but on some level it does. If it's a guy, if it's a community, if it's a democracy that does all this, at the end of the day, it's still some form of government, some form of state that is doing all the central planning. So it doesn't have to be a guy. It still runs into this problem I'm talking
I would
about.
prefer to not live in a communist world.
No, yeah, Abbie's relatively conservative. She's not super political, but I would say she leans more right than left.
Yes.
Yeah. So
if you have to pick a side, which realistically they just put weird things on different sides, and if you could move some of them over, then. But
right.
I'm a competitive person, and I don't want everything to be neutralized in fair.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my greatest things in life is learning that nothing is fair, nothing is equal, and to only compare myself to myself, and to But I do always look lesson. At things. I do. My therapist one time, I was talking about like one of my like ex in my past relationship, and I'm like, I was like in love with him, and he stayed with me way longer than he actually wanted to. But like, who's winning in that situation? Because I'm the happy one, and he's the one who's miserable. So like, I'm still winning, even though he broke up with me. And she's like, why does everything have to always be in terms of winning and losing? And I'm like, because somebody's always winning and somebody's always losing.
Yeah. Abbie has said almost those exact same words to me multiple times, and it's always like, well, what does it matter who's winning or losing? Like something happened and it made you feel a certain way, and that's real regardless of how you label it, winning or losing. It's more subtle than that. Like, you can be losing and the happiest person in the world, and you can be winning and miserable like Kevin. But I don't know.
Kevin doesn't want to live in a communist world either. That's why he's so quiet.
Yeah,
he leans right too.
I mean, I wouldn't, who knows? Kevin's a mysterious guy. But yeah, I was going to say that a lot of people, even, more conservative people, it's not like they're in the middle and then only slide a bit to the right. Everyone is a mixture of more farther right or farther less policy ideas. And, then they just have their own self-affiliation on top of that, So even though I am characterizing Abbie that way, that's not to say that she agrees with everything one party says or doesn't like any of the ideas of the other party, whatever. But yeah. But also, I don't think, you're not super politically informed,
I'm very blissfully ignorant when it comes to politics. But only when things affect my life. Like, I don't want to drink out of a paper fucking straw. Yeah. I don't want to give the government all my money that I made getting fucked by huge dicks. I want to keep it all, but things like that. But,
I want to keep all the huge dicks, Why do they get to go home at the end of the day? I need that. But yeah, so that's life. And didn't we figure it out? I think we did.
We figured out life.
Yeah. Do you want to plug anything, Abbie? Kevin?
And we figured out Kevin.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Cyber
Yeah.
Jesus. We figured it out.
Yes. I want to plug my website, abbiemaley.com. Go there and watch all of my full scenes. And
If you want to support Abbie, isn't the best way to support you through abbiemaley.com? Is that correct?
yes, I would love for everyone to join my website, abbiemaley.com. And then I would also love you to join my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/abbiemaley. And if you're a broke ass bitch, subscribe to my Pornhub page. Just search for Abbie Maley on there. Follow me on Instagram, Abbie Maley _. Follow me on Twitter, Abbie Maley, and buy me everything off my Amazon wishlist. Thanks.
Awesome. What about you, Kevin? Anything?
Just check out shrobhomevideo.com every Sunday night. We're starting at 2:45 Pacific now, and we've got about 6 hours worth of stuff every Sunday night. So check us out. Follow us on Twitter, shrobhomevideo, or just shrobhomevideo on Twitter, and we post a schedule every Sunday.
Yep. And you just added a new show, right? Bunzaverse?
Yes, Brian Weissel
Brian
just added a new. Yeah, it's amazing. It's surreal. It's impossible to explain. And if you don't watch it live, you miss
is
it.
impossible to explain.
Yeah, Abbie knows Brian. Brian worked on Rick and Morty, and also he made the show Hot Streets, I believe, on Adult Swim, if any of that means anything to you. So, yeah.
He also has a bunch of amazing animated shorts that he made for Channel 101 on his YouTube channel. That's pretty great. You guys should all go watch them.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. He's a Kaufman-esque figure, maybe. I don't know. Very unique output, I will say. But yeah, as for me, I haven't launched my Patreon. When the episode dropped Thursday, I had an episode, and I was very sad. And one of the things I was sad about was that no one mentioned the Patreon, which, by the way, don't feel the need to bring it up. I just had it in my head that, when this episode's going to release, maybe people will talk about it, and that'll give me, interesting feedback. And that didn't happen. And like I said, I had an episode, so it kind of sent me into a spiral. So I'm not launching that quite yet. I don't. I don't know. Maybe
what did you call it? You had a good name.
It's a Spytreon, yeah.
Oh,
I was maybe like in a future episode, I could just go through everything with Kevin, and Kevin can give me pointers or something. And then, then the audience will have to talk about it if we spend 30 minutes breaking down what I propose to do on my Patreon. Who knows?
Your Spytreon. Because Spencer's going to win.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Because everything's about winning and losing.
Not for me. I just want to.
Spencer's gonna win and be like.
I just want to not die. I want to do a big sex.
I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen.
Sex. Thank you. I know.
We're all gonna die.
Oh, you meant that. Okay. Well,
I wasn't saying no sex for you.
You're right either way. But anyway, so as
I'll
always,
pay you to be in my content, and then you can release that on your Patreon.
She's lying. We talked about this in the past. But anyway, what do I say at the end of this? Shit with Satan, go with God, and smoke back salt, I think. Yeah? What just happened?
No, whippets.
What just happened?
Inhale whippets.
Inhale whippets.
That happens.
That happens. Inhaling whippets? That happens.
That happens.
Starburns Audio.